Hey, there's a penny. Some sunflower seeds. Perfectly good penny. Found another penny up here. Oh, I am not feeling 100%, let me tell you. Whew. Don't know why it's making me feel a little bit wonky. Just don't think about it. Mind over matter. That's not good. Well, welcome back to the vlog, guys. It is Saturday morning, and let me tell you, Mother Nature's trying to snow. Check it out. It's a beautiful winter wonderland. They're calling for 10 to 20 centimeters, which I think is like, I don't know, a foot of snow maybe. 8 to 12 inches, roughly. And yeah, it's cold. It's -10 right now, so it's snowing the light, fluffy snow, which I'm okay with because it's easy to plow, easy to push, and it's not so messy and sloppy. I have to suck up some water because I washed the Golf. And I know it's not a truck. I mean, let's face it. Low and slow. I was planning on tackling low and slow, but I got to take Piper to work at in like an hour and a half, and she's actually taking her road test for her N for new driver, because in Canada you take your learner's test, you get an L magnet that you have to have in your car for a year, and then after a year you can take a road test for your N, and then I think you have to have an N on your car for like 2 years, and then you're a full-fledged driver. So anyways, we're letting her drive the Golf, and so I washed it up the other night. Actually, I washed it last night. I picked Piper up from work last night in it, and I went and washed it, parked it in the shop so it could dry out. Piper doesn't want to drive it with her mom's advertising on the back. So in 2019, because we love to travel, we like to travel too, and in order to travel more, we thought, oh, what a great idea if Andrea started her own travel company. You know, get good deals as a travel agent, stuff like that. We were actually on a Disney cruise, and some people we're hanging out with, they, is my windshield? And when I say my windshield, I just saying, is my window cracked? No, it's hair. Okay, back, almost freaked out there. But, sorry, distracted. But yeah, so Andrea started her own travel business, and our plan was if we could get some travel deals, because we were hanging out with these people that were travel agents, and when we found out what they were able to go on the trip for, because they basically almost pay you to go on a trip so you can sell it to people, we're like, you need to be a travel agent. We need to start a travel agency. So that's what we did. We started My Adventure Book Travel Co. because Andrea loves the movie Up, and of course, in the movie Up, Ellie's book, My Adventure Book, you know, where she'd write down all her adventures, so that's where we got it. But 2019, fall of 2019, we started it. Of course, COVID hits early 2020. Andrea had booked some flights, booked some vacations, and then when COVID hit, it was more of a credit people their vacations and find out ways to help them, you know, get their money back. So we really, I mean, Andrea's still a travel agent, but we really haven't, or she hasn't, because I shouldn't say we, because I'm not doing it. But she really hasn't tried to go after it, because with all the COVID stuff, she's like, I don't want to send people somewhere with all the hubbubaloo and you know, risk anything. But the plan is still to keep doing it, at least for a while, or see when things come back. But until they come back, My Adventure Book Travel is just a hobby. And Andrea's got a day job now. She actually got not a telemarketing, but working on the phone for booking COVID vaccinations in the beginning. And then she got the company that she was working for now books like a handy dart service for handicapped, elderly people that need transportation in the Greater Toronto area. And I mean, we're nowhere close to Toronto. We're on the complete other side of the country. But it's cool. She works on the phone, gets paid by the hour. She logs in, sits upstairs in her office, and is on the phone all day with people from Toronto. So anyways, but Piper doesn't want to drive the car with an advertising spiel on it. And I don't blame her. You know what? She's a teenager. I get it. So we're going to peel off My Adventure Book Travel Company, making all your travel dreams come true. Unless COVID's here, and then you're stuck at home working on cabovers, which actually isn't that bad. So anyways, I just thought I'd share that with you guys because before I get started on the trucks, I figured I would take the decals off the Golf, and then yeah, in like an hour, I'll take Piper to work, pick Cooper up from work, and then I can get back to my work. There we go. It's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. So take off your blue jacket. And Andrea washed it, so it's not so gross, which is awesome. Whew. Need to get my Peterbilt Mike t-shirts done so I can wear my own t-shirts. Although this is my Corvette t-shirt. Kinda love it, just saying. Kinda love it, that's right. Kinda love it, all right. It's kinda sad to peel this off the car. It's life though, isn't it? COVID, who would have thunk it? Now I'm not using my decal removal tool because it's glass, and glass is easier to just scrape it off with an X-Acto knife. Or peel it off, but gotta make sure you get the glue off. Get the glue off. I'm gonna time lapse this because let's face it, this is boring. And just like that, it's done. Still gonna leave the little dog sticker that we got from Disneyland. That can stay, as well as the Walt and Mickey, because we're still a Disney family. So just not advertising My Adventure Book Travel Company. So anyways, see what happens. Maybe one day we'll be able to sell more vacations, but hey, maybe one day we'll actually be able to go on a vacation. So, well, I'm going to clean up the shop for the next little bit and then go take the kid to work so I can get to work. All right, guys, check this out. Doug had this seat, and he kind of joked that if I wanted these those lights for low and slow and some other stuff he had, that I had to get rid of this seat. It's a Bostrom seat. It's a low base. This is as high as it goes. And I'm gonna try putting it in Kenny, because Kenny's only got one seat in it right now, and the driver's seat is actually a passenger seat because it has a left-hand armrest, but not a right hand. So I was just kind of playing with this thing. And I don't know, it doesn't feel too bad. It doesn't have a long travel. I was debating whether a guy should have a base under it, but I think I'm gonna try it. Now I jerry-rigged an air hose to it so I can try it out, and so you can see it. So that's as high as it goes. That's as low as it goes, which I can't see myself driving like this at all. I mean, I'm not really a sit on the floor kind of guy. Air compressor's kind of noisy. Let's try it again. So, I mean, it's got some weird air lumbars and stuff, but it doesn't feel terrible. So I think I'm going to try it out. So then I don't have to buy a new seat right away, because let's face it, there's lots of other things more important to spend money on right now. But it's got two armrests. It's low base. It's got air right here. kind of hug your butt. It's got some lumbar, and it looks like it's got heat and some kind of massage thing. I don't know. I'll have to hook power it up to it and see, but yeah. I think I'm gonna stick this in Kenny, because I gotta pull the carpet out anyways, and then I can put the seat that's in there on the passenger side, get the seat belts all hooked up, and then I can take a passenger, because Andrea needs to go for a ride in Kenny. Tell me what she thinks of him. But, and I know what she thinks of him. Kenny's her favorite, so. I know, Kenny's everybody's favorite. But, yeah. Oops. We're gonna give it a whirl. But I gotta clean it up, because it is filthy dirty, and I probably shouldn't have sat in that. Do you love this look with the gum boots and your pants tucked in? Well, it is snowing, so. Oh, and there goes my phone. Air cleaner. I think this is leather. It's a Bostrom seat. Well, it looks like leather. I was gonna say it smells like leather, but it really doesn't smell like leather, so. Doesn't really smell like anything. It's just a dirty seat. And I bet you this seat was in this truck, and I bet you Len didn't like it because it's a lower base. Because being that he's an older fella, or was when he had this truck, I bet you he put it in because it's fancy with all the heat and massage and stuff. But I bet you it being low, he didn't like it. So anyways, we're gonna put it back in, or, well, irregardless whether it came out of this truck or not, we're putting it in, so. Definitely not perfect, but it's good enough. So now I'm gonna see if I can move it ahead. I need a little block. That's what I need. There. Now we need a 3/4, 9/16, that's 1/2 inch. Guess that wasn't hooked up, like, because that should be, yeah. Anyways. That's not right. There. This blow nozzle's kind of old and buggered, so that's coming out. There. It's a bracket for a seat belt, but look at what corrosion has done and how thin that is from going through that carpet for all these years. It's crazy. Actually, maybe that's going through the plywood, because that's one thing about a Kenworth, they've got a plywood spacer in there. Hi.
It's like 1:02, so.
Oh, because you have to be there at 1:30.
Yeah.
Oopsies. I gotta hurry, because I'm late. If you live in the snow belt, you'll know. Open the door. Well, I actually didn't do it that time. I opened the door easier, Piper. Did it fall on your seat? No. Second problem. There's ice on the window. Oh, how do we do this? I just about said I have too many cars. Can you ever really have too many cars? But I had to park the pickup outside. Oh, there we go. And it's got remote start. So since the pickup has remote start, I parked the Golf undercover. And I used to park in the shop, but it's full of trucks. So anyways, check out Piper's Harvey's bag too. And that's Piper. She might be a little bit camera shy. It's fine for now. Look out the side mirror. Yeah, we got it. Oh, we can see that mirror, so that's good. This is why when you're driving, you need to know your bearings. Not saying you should drive with snow all over your hood, but when you're late, well, actually, technically, we're not late. But if I stop to wipe the snow off, we will be late, so. So, I can't see. So let's try this. There we go. Now I can see up the road. And I didn't even get any inside. All right. It was windier last night. Windier. It was very windy last night. Star Wars effect. Well, not quite because it's not dark out, but oh, that might have been a mistake. Oh, the roads aren't too bad. I guess you probably, well, you totally could have driven. Oh yeah. Just a beautiful day. This is why you don't need to brush the snow off your hood, because in like 5 minutes it's gone. Now, if it was a little bit warmer and it all stuck to my windshield and froze, that would be bad. And you also don't use your wipers, because if I use my wipers right now, it'll make a mess of the window. Whereas right now, it just all blew off. Same thing's happening on the tonneau cover right now. Sundays are my a day of rest though. Well, a day of rest from truck sales. Sunday is like, I mean, don't get me wrong, if I've delivered trucks on a Sunday, but the branch is closed, so I don't work on Sundays. Unless I have to. If somebody wants to pick up a truck on Sunday, Amanda will come in, we'll do paperwork, we'll deliver a truck. Because that's what customer service is. You know what? You're selling a $250,000, sometimes as much as almost $400,000 truck. It's kind of a big deal. So, you know what? You're paying $400,000 for a truck, or $380,000. I mean, I'm talking like after-tax money and Canadian money. So, because you know, if you're in the States, it would be what would it be, like 73 cents on the dollar kind of thing, 75, 80, depending where we're at. Well, probably 74 right now. But if you convert it the other way, it's like 1.3. I think we've been bouncing around 1.28 for a while. There were 1.25. That was good. You know, not was good, because every American dollar costs a Canadian right now about $1.28, which is a real stinker when some stuff costs the same. Like food in the States, when you talk about what it costs for a burger in wherever USA, it's kind of the same as up here. So if I was an American, I'd come to Canada for vacation. Well, I'd come to Canada for vacation in the summertime, but yeah, your money goes farther in Canada if you're American. And for now, Piper and I are going to talk about the facts of life. No, we're not. We might talk about university. Are we going to talk about university?
We could.
Good. Who's going to pay for university?
That's a good question.
So, did I tell you about Peterbilt Mike merch? You can go to shoppeterbiltmike.com, and we do have keychains now available for sale, and there will be more merch. Piper needs to go to university, and Peterbilt Mike has trucks to rebuild, so it's like, I'm sorry, Piper, university is canceled because Kenny needs a paint job and a rear clip. I mean, that seems like a reasonable reason to put off university, doesn't it? No? Okay, we need to get some more merch going and sell more trucks, but I can only sell so many trucks this year because we're on allocation, so that's kind of a bummer. So, shoppeterbiltmike.com. Check it out. Tell me what you think. So far, there's only 2 things for sale. Pretty soon, there's going to be a whole slew of things for sale. Yeah, I mean, it's Peterbilt Mike. I also getting a t-shirt design done up of one of the trucks I sold, and it's going to be a surprise as to which truck. And I hired an outside company to do some drawing, and I know Piper's done some drawing for me, like my Peterbilt Mike.
I'm not very consistent.
She's not very consistent. She's good. Very good at drawing, and I mean, I'm her dad, so of course I'm her #1 fan. Because I'll duke it out with her mom to make sure I'm the #1 fan. But yeah, you know, she did the kind of the orange. Would you call it orange?
It's kind of red.
Kind of red. Well, she knows that my favorite color is red.
Yeah.
And you know, I gave her free reign. I said, do whatever you want. Here's a picture of the truck. Free reign. If you want to make it all, you know, retros. I don't know. If you want to make it like anime, is anime an art, or is that just? I don't know. I don't know what they do.
It's kind of just different styles.
Different styles, yeah. Part of being a dad, you don't really want to know what they're doing in their room. So, as long as you know they're not plotting to shoot up the school or blow up the World Trade Center or something. But
Arson?
yeah, arson's bad. Did your mother not teach you anything? That's why you always check up on your kids. So far, knock on wood, I don't think you're really looking at arson, are you?
Not really.
Okay,
No.
well that's good. That's good. University. Yeah, that's what we'll do. What do you want to take in university? What is that course called again? I can't remember. It's like an air...
It's like an aviation bachelor's in business administration.
Aviation in bachelor's administration. So do you actually get your like commercial pilot's license with it, or?
I think that the first 2 years are mostly with the business part, and then the last 2 years are more with like the aviation, and then by the end of it you get a private pilot's license and a commercial.
Okay, well that's cool. And since you'll be learning about business, you can, you know, manage Peterbilt Mike's books. Be like, Dad, you don't need any more cabovers. And I'll be like, yeah, I do. Maybe.
Maybe.
No. Maybe you'll be jet setting around the world. Oh, this is what we could do. we could buy a jet, and we'll call it Fly with Peterbilt Mike.
I've actually looked at the price of Piper planes just for the joke.
Just for
and
the
they're
joke.
like $500,000 US. So it's like, oh boy.
So Piper's got a Piper. Piper planes. That could be like your business. You could have like Piper Charter Services. Piper's Charter Service. But here's what we do. We get a Gulfstream, and you know, like there's rich people that want to fly in private jets, and we can like rent our jet out. And you can fly them to like Cancun and Dubai and Prince George if they want to go hunting. Yeah, people come up here to go hunting. Apparently Donald Jr. came up this way once hunting something. I don't know what he was hunting. I don't know, maybe he went to Alaska. I don't know, there's lots of famous people that come up to northern British Columbia to go hunting because, you know, we got moose and bears and grizzlies and cougars and even the four-legged cougars too. But yeah, me, not a hunter. I like animals. I don't like killing animals. I like eating animals. Like cows, they taste good. Pigs, had some, well, I didn't have bacon this morning, I had sausage. I don't know what kind of animal a sausage is, but they taste good. So, but yeah, I'm not a hunter. And every fall, it's like, you got the caravan of travel trailers and four-wheelers, and so yeah, that's what we can do. Piper's Charter Service. We're gonna buy ourselves a jet, a Gulfstream, because really, wise man once said, and this is what Dad told me years ago, it doesn't matter how much money you have, all that matters is you have good credit. So I don't need to have $5 million for a jet. I just need to have the 10% down, 5% down, and a good business plan, and a pilot. So Piper's the pilot. You got a pilot. You could get a co-pilot that's also a female or lady, woman. I don't know what the right term is anymore to be politically correct. And that'd be kind of cool, because then you could be like, you know, Piper's. Well, I mean, I guess it could be like the unwritten rule. I mean, you wouldn't say it's the female. No, mind you, I don't know if I'd like that, because then you get rich old men that'd be like, oh, I'm gonna hit on the pilot. Mind you, if he's got enough money, that might be okay. I don't know. I'm just saying that you can love a fat poor guy. Well, actually, I should say fat. Dad bod, because dad bods are dad bods a thing, or no?
That is definitely a thing.
Okay. So you could, you know, get an average Joe with a dad bod, or you could get a rich guy with a dad bod. But this conversation just fell off the rails. Or you could just stay single and be happy and be a commercial pilot. Maybe not, well, or we start our own pilot company. Well, it's not a pilot company. We start Piper Aviation. There we go, Piper Aviation.
But if I worked for an airline, then I could fly standby for free.
Well, that's true.
And I could give you coupons.
Well, if I could get coupons, then I'd be okay with that. That'd be less responsibility of a private jet, because if we're living in Prince George, I'm pretty sure there's not a lot of private jet people here. We'd have to like move to Vancouver or somewhere hip. I don't, you know, I love the coast. Like, I grew up on the coast. Was born in Squamish. But Vancouver, I don't know that I'd want to live there anymore. It's just, although I'm looking at the roads and it's all snowy. It's not snowy there. But there's people, traffic. The government isn't widening the roads, so you got a 2-lane highway going into Vancouver, a city of 1 million people or more. And it's the same 2-lane road that's right in front of me right here in Prince George. And like 500 feet in front of me, there's a car doing the speed limit, a little more than the speed limit, 10 over, no big deal. Vancouver, 1 million people, I'll try to do the same 2 lanes. So that's why you going to school down there is kind of freaking me out. Just saying. Well, actually,
I mean, it's technically Abbotsford.
Well, technically Abbotsford, yeah. Well, that's where the 1 million people want to go on the weekend. And really, I guess it's kind of safer, because if there's 1 million people trying to drive on that same 2-lane road, it's going to be safer, right? Because you're going to be doing like 2 miles an hour. Well, you'll learn all the back roads, all the shortcuts. Maybe. Yeah, you will. Have to teach you to be good. I smell like smoke. That's one crappy thing about having a wood, like I did wood last night, and now I smell like campfire. Actually, I don't even smell like campfire, because it's burning pallets, and there's, yeah, it smells different.
When we get there, I'm probably gonna have to run.
Stop talking and start driving. All right, well, what have I tried? That's fine, 5 minutes. So my clock is actually right that time. And when I say that time, I mean like right now. Because, yeah, I was thinking last time we were a bit early, so then it's like, we can give ourselves 20 minutes. Of course, 20 minutes means you're there like right on time and you don't want to be late. Or the other frustrating thing is when you get to work, right when you start working, it's like, oh, gotta punch in and start working. I don't like that. That's why it's nice to start, 10 minutes early, 15 minutes early, and you get a coffee, and you stand around the water cooler, and you just talk about, and you're like, hey, there's a big tornado down in the U.S. And you know what? I feel so bad for those people. I don't know, did you hear there's a big tornado down in the U.S.?
I did not, but there seems to always be something.
Well, that's, we have winter, they have tornadoes. Honestly, I think I would take winter over a tornado. Mind you, we've had tornadoes not that far from here. Well, maybe not really a tornado. Well, there was a tornado in Abbotsford. I just said Abbotsford. There was a tornado in Alberta once.
That's Alberta, and they have no trees.
It's true.
It's just flat.
But yeah, I saw this morning there was a tornado that went through like Kansas and Bowling Green, and there's like over 100 people killed, and I just think, these poor people. You start your day, or you're having a day, and it's like, you know what? It's Pizza Friday, da 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 da, and then all of a sudden there's this big noise, and I guess that's why guy needs a tornado shelter. But anyways, natural disasters are not cool. Neither are unnatural disasters, really. Look at that. 3 minutes to go. It's probably a good thing you didn't drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. One day you'll probably make it quicker. Here, I'll drive right up to the door.
Okay.
There we go.
Well,
All right, have a good shift.
I'll see someone at 6:30.
Someone at 6:30. Is your mom working today? I think she said she could drop you off and pick you up.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, we'll see. It'll either be me or her.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good one. I love that girl. Witty, smart. Really smart. That's probably one of my proudest things. Not afraid so much. Independent, strong. Strong not in necessarily like, ooh, she's strong and works out, but strong as in, yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, she gets like 100% on stuff, like physics. She's got like 98% in physics. I turned physics into a spare because I didn't like, well, I thought I would like physics because, you know, mechanics and all the physics stuff, but the teacher was a cornhole. So I made it a spare. We had 2 physics teachers. You could either get a good one or a bad one, and I got the bad one. I actually gave him crap for parking too close to me because I had a brand new pickup in high school because I worked. You know, that's something else that, you know, people are like, oh, Mike, you're so lucky. Oh, it must be nice. And it's like, A, not lucky. Worked like a dog. B, yeah, it is nice. I really like having 2 Corvettes. But you know what? No luck involved. It's just a lot of freaking hard work. That's one thing Dad taught me. Another thing. It's all about having good credit. Doesn't matter how much money you have. You gotta have good credit. And hard work. Get up in the morning. You know? Whether you're selling trucks, driving truck, vlogging, you know, be all that you can be. But not gonna lie, I mean, sometimes I can be lazy, but you gotta have goals. Set goals for yourself. Like you know, when I was in high school, I worked every day after school. I kind of got the bug for, well, I mean, I had the bug for cars and trucks for a long time. And, yeah, I bought a car when I was 16, and, you know, Dad made me a deal. He says, whatever you save, I'll go 50%. Well, I got $500, and I was like, I want to buy a car, because, you know, I'm a typical male. I got 49 cents, and I want to spend it. So I bought a $900 1964 Chevrolet Impala, and that was such a wicked cool car. You know what? It needed work. Floorboards were rusted out. I learned how to weld in floorboards. Not, I mean, I guess I was going to say not professionally, obviously, but yeah, I brazed them in, and I used an old engine cover off a log loader for the steel. But yeah, so started with my 64 Chev Impala. Had that for, I don't know if I had it for a full year, probably half a year, and I'm like, you know what, I need something better. So I actually ended up selling it to my brother because they needed a second car, and then I bought a 83 or 84 Ford Ranger. Might have been an 84, maybe it was an 83. I bought it. That was my first thing with credit. I borrowed, well, Dad co-signed a loan through GMAC Finance for me at the time, and my interest rate was like 23%. Yeah, let that sink in. 23%. That's like crazy. So, but you know what? It's what it was back then. Like, people that are like, oh, I got 1.5%. Like, man, if interest rates go up like they were, there's going to be... What the hell is wrong with that pickup? Did not sound good. But yeah, if interest rates go up like even a couple points, people are going to be screwed. So don't overextend yourself, guys. But anyways, so I got the Ford Ranger. The engine had a knock to it, and then it turned out that it needed a rebuild. So I took it to Fred Walls, which was the big Ford dealer, because I thought I'll take it to the Ford dealer to get it repaired right. And they rebuilt it, and then it still was acting wrong, and then they discovered that the cylinders were tapered and they should have never rebuilt it. So then they were fixing that, and I was like, you know what, I need something more reliable to get to work and get to school. So talked to Dad about co-signing another loan for me and buying a brand new pickup. I actually wanted a Mustang, and I was like, oh yeah, can I get a Mustang? And he's like, no. And he's like, if you want to get a pickup, I'll look at that. And he's like, you can either get a 3/4 ton custom. So a custom in the Ford world was just, you know, plain Janer. 3/4 ton custom, or half ton F-150 XL. And the F-150 XL had air conditioning and power. Did it have power windows? No, it didn't have power windows. Well, I can't remember that. I can't remember if I had power windows or not. Maybe it did. So I chose the half ton. It had a 306 in it, but it had air conditioning and stuff, whereas the custom didn't have air conditioning. Looking back on it, I should have got the 3/4 ton, because it had a 302 in it, and it actually would have been a better pickup. That half ton had a 306 in it. I mean, 306, don't get me wrong, it's a good engine, but yeah, she was hard on fuel. But yeah, so I bought a brand new pickup. I was still in high school, driving to work. I had $600 a month payments. That was 1989, and that's what I did. I worked. I didn't have any inclination of going further into, well, I mean, I wanted to take business and get a business degree and stuff, but I wanted to make money more. I really, you know, I had that motivation, or the zest. So yeah, started working a long time ago, had big payments a long time ago, so big payments now, not a big deal. But anyways, that's my story.